Alright, so I'm actually pretty happy with the performance of this card. So I tried to order another card exactly like this one, and of course there wasn't any, so I was like, well crap. So I ordered another card. It is an ASUS, the overclock edition, 4 gigs, RX 560. This one is just a little bit slower. It only has like 896, oh, here's my cat. Hello, buddy. You want to look at that? I think it's only got like 896 streams, and the Gigabyte one has got like 1296 or something like that. I can't remember. So this one is a little bit slower, but yeah. Alright, so now this is what the card looks like. Again, it is a little bit longer. Hello, buddy. Yeah, you like that card, don't you? Yeah. Yeah, you like that card. Say hi to the camera. Say hi. Say hi. So this one is just a little bit longer than the Gigabyte one that I have. They're probably about pretty much the same card, but this one's just a hair slower. I will tell you that I did have this installed in the little mining rig over here / computer. If I have both cards in there, what I found out is the power supply is, I'm guessing, it doesn't have enough power to do 2 cards. I can get it to mine for like 2 minutes and then I get a hard lockup. So I pulled it out and I'm just running the 1 card right now. Yeah, okay, so I also ordered a couple of risers. I got 4 of those. I tried it with the riser and without the riser because this computer does have the second slot, you know, enough room for 2 cards, and the power supply just doesn't have enough power. So I have a couple of risers and another video card that I can't use at the moment. But, so since I couldn't run this, I ran down to my recyclers. He's like a mile from my house and I get everything from him. He is just the coolest dude around, alright? So I was down there telling him what is going on with my mining rig, and I asked, of course, if he had any other motherboards laying around that he's probably just gonna throw away / recycle. And of course, he did have one. Boom! Alright, so it's not like brand new or anything like that. Alright, so this one is a ASUS MSA99X EVO. He had a couple other ones down there too, but this one, I don't know, I like blue, and this thing has all kinds of blue on it, so to me it just looks really cool. It said mining rig. So he gave me this, and I also got a processor for this, but it had a whole bunch of bent pins, and I was gonna attempt to bend these pins back, but I was like, well, let me check the model number first before I waste any time doing it. I looked up the model number and it doesn't even fit on this board, and it's got an 8-pin plug, and I don't have anything with an 8-pin plug. So I ran back down there real quick and let him know that that processor did not fit this motherboard, and of course, since he's a recycler, he's got like a bucket full of processors. So we were kind of rummaged through there and I did find one, and it is an AMD Athlon 2, and I looked up the model number on it, and it is a quad core. I was kind of hoping for maybe like a dual core, because that's what everybody says to do, is run a dual core, but this is what we found. It's a 3 gigahertz. Whatever, it'll work just fine for this. So then he also gave me these. He had these kind of laying around also. So I got this, I got this, I got the processor, and I got some HyperX DDR3, and it's Kingston something, but I got 4 of them and they're blue, which is awesome, and I think they're 2 gigs a piece. I know that you're supposed to run, if you can, at least just 1 stick of memory at 4 or 8 gigs. This is what I got, and this is what I'm working with. So I got 4 of these. Alright, so then I told him about the 8-pin plug, and he were rummaging around, and he's like, I know I've got a power supply around here somewhere that's got one of those. So he goes into the back, boom, and he hands me this. It is a Smart M850 watt power supply, and it's pretty much brand new. I guess somebody dropped it off. I guess I don't even know if it works. And it's got all the little like plug and play type things right here. So I got a freaking power supply too. So the only thing I have to do for him is build him a small foundry so he can try to maybe melt some gold and make some gold bricks. You know, like big bricks like this. Huge bricks. No, I'm just kidding. He wants to try to maybe melt some of the gold from processors and memory and whatever else the gold comes from. So that is the only thing I have to build for him, and he said I have to have it built within a month. Yeah, so I am gonna set up this motherboard, if I can, as my mining rig, and of course I don't have a case for it, so for right now I'm probably just gonna throw it on a piece of wood and throw the graphics cards on it, since I've only got 2 right now, and see what happens. Oh, and he also gave me an extra motherboard just in case that motherboard did not work. And this one is also an ASUS, but it's only got 2 of the 16X slots, and then it's got a little guy right up here, so I could technically only do 3 with this one. If this is what I have to use, then that's what I have to use. This one is a M4A785 TD-V EVO, but we're gonna start with the other one because I might be able to do 5 in there, but we'll see. Alright, so let's get to it. I was gonna say that whenever I was gonna try to bend the processor pins back, I was gonna say that since I didn't have one of these 8 pins, I removed a 6 pin from some other Dell power supply that I have, and I was gonna use this, and I was gonna chop up a 4 pin from another power supply and just kind of make my own plug for this, but I'm glad I went back down to my recyclers to get that power supply because, oh, and it's a 80+ bronze. Alright, so anyway, I didn't have to do the ghetto rig plug, so that is great. So yeah, I guess what I'm gonna do now is just kind of put everything on the motherboard and then see what we can do. Oh, also, since it is from a recycle center, a lot of the pins on the motherboard are bent as well, so I do have to carefully bend these back. I don't think I'll need, well, at least I hope I don't need a bunch of them, but I do need at least the power switch one, which is 2 of them right here, and it does have a bent pin there. So I'm gonna bend those back real quick, and then I'm gonna put on this thing, whatever these are called. And I'm sure there's probably something else bent on here or whatever, but we'll get it going hopefully. And I am using the Arctic Silver 5. I'm never sure on how much to actually put on here, but they say to just put a dot right in the middle, so that's what I'm gonna do. That's probably about a pea size. Alright, so we have 3 of the 16X slots, and then we have 2 of the ones, whatever you want to call them. So what I'll probably do is, I hope that's not broken. That's broken. I wonder if I could super glue it back together. I wonder, maybe I should look at the rest of it to see if there's anything else broken. Alright, well, I just saw that this little inductor or whatever right here is broken. So I think I'm going to attempt to maybe super glue it back together, and I guess we'll see what happens. So if something doesn't work right, it's gonna be because of that right there. So I'm gonna super glue it real quick and see what happens. Alright, so I got the super glue on there, and I got tired of holding it, so I just threw a clamp on it for right now. And what I'm going to do is just take apart that other computer, which means just get the hard drive and the video card out of it, and hopefully by that time I'll pull this off and the super glue will be dry. Because I really want to use this board because I do want to get some more GPUs, because I could possibly put 5 on here and I can only put 3 on the other one. I guess if this doesn't work, then I can use that one for now until I can fix this, or until I find another motherboard. But we'll see what happens. Alright, so that little inductor or whatever it is, he is super glued on. Whether it's going to make good contact and do its conducting or whatever it needs to do, I don't know. So I'm going to attempt to use it, and if it doesn't work, then I'll switch to the other motherboard. And since I don't have like a case or a frame for this stuff to go on, I'm just gonna set it on a couple of 2x4s for now until I can build some sort of case for it and hope that it works. Alright, so the plan is just pretty much do this right on the ground over there by the wall. So let's throw some stuff on it. Probably going to use the slower GPU for my monitor and hope that it works like that. Alrighty, here goes. I'm gonna turn the power strip on and see what happens. Oh, we have a green LED. And I don't have a switch over there yet, so I'm gonna have to use a screwdriver. Okay, well, I could not get this motherboard to power on. I couldn't get anything on the screen or anything, so I don't know if it is because of that little guy or if there's something else wrong with the motherboard. So I'm gonna switch everything to this one and hope that this one works, and then maybe I can mess around with this one a little later. Alright, so that was kind of a little, I don't know if you want to call it an epic fail or not, but it was a fail. I probably should have started with one video card, but I threw two on there just because I thought it was gonna work. Well, I tried it with one, I tried it with the other, and I tried it in different slots, and it just wouldn't do anything. Nothing would show up on the screen. So I'm really glad he gave me a second one, and let's hope that this one works. Alright, round two, here we go. Oh, it's got a 4-pin, and this is an 8-pin. I think it's two 4-pins. I can use one of these. I can figure out how to get it apart. Boom! Alright, I'm going to turn it on with the power strip here. And we do have a green light over there, so that's good. I'm going to try this again. Here we go. Alright, well, it turned on. Alright, so I did get both cards finally working. I did actually end up swapping the positions of the card. The Gigabyte is actually the one that is on the display right now, and it is doing 13.8 most of the time. The second one, which is the ASUS card, I can only get it up to like 10.3 or 10.1. I still have to mess with some of the settings, but I have had the ASUS one doing around 12 to 13 also, but I just cannot get it to do it on this motherboard yet. For the Gigabyte one, I'm still using the 1124 and 2023, and that seems to do pretty good over here. I might try to tweak this just a little bit more, and I still have not messed with any of the power limit stuff. For the ASUS card, I still have to mess with the settings on that, so if anybody knows some good settings for an ASUS card, it does have the micron memory. The temperatures are still running around 50°C, so I think that's pretty good. Yeah, I just have to work on the ASUS card a little bit more to get that up, but my average, I guess right now, it kind of jumps around from 23 to 24 megahash total. I guess that's not too bad. I have had it up higher, again, like I said with the other computer, but the other computer kept shutting down. There wasn't enough power. So I'm actually wondering if I should move the ASUS card to one of the risers. Maybe that will give it it some more power, and maybe that'll raise up the hash rate or something. I'm not sure yet. Like I said, this is all still completely new to me, so yeah. Alright, so that's what I got so far. Alright, well, I am mining roughly 24, we'll say, mega hash of Ethereum, some Ether. It's pretty exciting. I don't know, this is all I can think about right now. So yeah, if anybody knows any of the settings for the ASUS card, which is the, what is it? The ASUS RX 560. It's a 4GB card, and it has the Micron memory. I did mod the BIOS on both of them. Basically all it did is copied a couple of the memory straps and then pasted them on the last couple ones. It was like a one-click thing, and it applies it for you. So I did do that, and I can adjust the memory clock and all that kind of stuff up higher. I don't know, but I did work on a vehicle this weekend, and I made a little extra cash. And guess what? I ordered another Gigabyte RX 560 4GB card, just like the one that's doing the 13 plus mega hash one. I'm pretty excited. I kind of can't wait to get that one. I'm probably gonna mess with that other motherboard because it does have a few more slots in it that I could put cards in, or at least the risers in. I don't know. This one, I don't think I like this motherboard for some reason. It just is. It's just weird. I mean, eventually I'll probably end up buying a real mining motherboard or something that works a little bit better for mining, but most of this stuff was free. The only thing I'm buying is the graphics cards. One quick thing before I go, I did just restart the miner, and the ASUS card is now doing like 12.5, so that's a lot better than the 10 that it was just doing. And I forgot to show the wattage, so I'll bring you over to that meter real quick and you can see that too. Alright, so we are running roughly 100 and we'll just say 95 watts, and that's just the two cards. And there's the speeds, roughly 26. So the other one went up to 12.5. Sweet. Alright, well that's all I got. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to follow more of my mining journey, and we'll see you on the next one. Alright, so it's he is just the coolest dude around. Here's my cat again. Hi, buddy. You taking a bath right there? Okay. Mining. Oh, not yet. Not yet.